So being a former student here, I find it very interesting. Well, actually, being a former student here and being a student of TESU this semester, Thomas Edison State University, I find it, and this is the guest section, obviously, they have access to the, thank you for your help. Thank you so much for your help. I'm gonna find one. So I find it so interesting that they have this globe, which I love. It's so magical. Look at this mountainous region Asia, of Asia, and you have Europe here, and well, actually, you have Russia here, Europe here, and Africa, the second largest continent. The largest continent is here, Asia. Second largest continent on Earth, Africa, is here. And then here are we. I love the West Coast. Look at the mountainous region of our West Coast, the Rocky Mountains and the Grand Canyon and all of that magic of Los Angeles. So we are here in North America, in the United States, above the mountainous Mexico. Look at Mexico and look at Panama Canal and our South America, and the mountainous region there, and Chile's down here beside Argentina, and Venezuela's over here. That's Brazil. They're doing well. And where's Venezuela? Must be up here. Some of the names, this is old because it still has the Soviet Union listed, which means it's pre-91 when the Soviet Union ended, and Russia and all of these Central Asian countries of Afghanistan. I'm looking for Uzbekistan. I don't see Turkey, and all of this Iran, Iraq gained their independence from the Soviet Union that had dominion over that area, had the socialist government going for nearly 100 years, from the 20s till 1990, after Nicholas was beheaded or assassinated in 1919, ending that Tsar and starting the socialist government, which continued to 1990. Now there's freedom. And speaking of 1990, we ended segregation prior to that. Nevertheless, segregation still continued at the bottom of Africa, in South Africa's country, which of all of those beautiful countries and their beautiful lands and beautiful deserts, all of them have horrible situations going on with their governments, having gained freedom from Europe's colonization that happened in Africa, not just America, the new land that they started. Europe started, quote unquote, in South America that they colonized there, and Africa that they colonized. But also, after the ending of that colonization, we got past slavery, but apartheid, which was segregation, which is like sub-slavery, continued all the way till 1990 in the South African country. And of all of these 54 countries of Africa, Botswana is the only country or country state of Africa that's had a stable government during that time. The rest of them have overthrown each other and have, had violence and can't get their, they have beautiful cities in all of them and stuff like that, but I may not be right. You might have to do your own research, but just leading you in. But you can double check on this. And so to find out if that's true, but Botswana here is the only country that has had a stable government in Africa for all of that time. It's probably the safest place to visit concerning that. And as far as the Middle East, the same thing goes for there. Of course, Afghanistan, Pakistan, all of those places have war-torn countries and the Muslim countries. By the way, Ramadan Mubarak. All praise to Allah. We have 7 more days of Ramadan. But yeah, so anyways, the United Arab Emirates is probably the safest place, the most modernized Muslim country. Some of them are conservative Muslim countries, but the Dubai and like Oman and Yemen are not Yemen. Where is it? Bahrain, some of those Middle Eastern countries on the Persian Gulf. There it is. Iran and well, not Kuwait, but the United Dubai is here and Oman's there. Those are some of the more modernized Middle East countries that are probably better places to visit if you're like a tourist or you want to move there or something. But there's a lot of oil and all of that place that could really help the governments out based on my research and modernize. Some of them are very religious, so their government is based on religion versus politics. But yeah, I chose Russia and Uzbekistan, which is ultimately Tashkent is its capital, so that means it's right here. But I don't see the name there. I see like Afghanistan. I see Pakistan. All of the stands, which stand means land, so it means like the land of anything with a stand on it. Uzbekistan is like the land of the Uzbeks. T- Kyrgyzstan and front of oh, there's Turkey right there. Yugoslavia has ended, so that's a sign that this is an old globe. But yeah, look at the Himalayas and the regions like of the earth, and the beauty of it, and the Caribbean, like Cuba and Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic and Jamaica and Haiti right here. There's Florida. Currently right here is DC. And uh, here's our Appalachians. But yeah, I did travel all 50 states, so that makes my appreciation of it a little bit greater. But this will be excellent for my final project this semester. Chile has the driest desert in the world. The driest land. It's called right here, Chile. It's called you see it? Chile's right here. It's called the Atacama Desert. It's the driest land on earth in Chile, the Atacama Desert. And then the area that I picked is, I might want to change my topic to include Chile. But, um, so there's Brazil and here's Venezuela and Colombia, which obviously has drug problems and like, the drug cartels are half running the government. They're providing like all of this cocaine and stuff like that. But the most stable government here is Argentina probably, which again I mentioned that the United States wasn't just colonized by Britain, but Britain, not just Britain, but Europe, which includes France and Portugal and Denmark and Scandinavia, which let's see some of the European, Sweden and the United Kingdom, Ireland. It includes Spain, which right over Africa, Morocco. There's Spain and Portugal. This is Europe, the United Kingdom, Spain and Portugal, and France. At one point, the Soviet Union is kind of like a mixture here of that's why they call it the Eurasian continent, because it's a mix of those two. And Yugoslavia once was part of it, but now it's not. Romania and the three peninsulas right here, that's the Iberian Peninsula, the Italian Peninsula, which that's Italy, and this is the Balkan Peninsula, which includes Greece, which might be considered that, or could be kind of considered central, close to the Middle East or Central Asia, because Asia again is the largest continent, Africa being the second again. But yeah, there's Czechoslovakia and Hungary, France, Poland, Istanbul, which Istanbul was the capital of Turkey, but now they've changed it. It's called a forward capital. They've changed the capital, and now it's Ankara. Ankara is the capital of Turkey. So yeah, that's pretty cool right now. And so yeah, again, so Saudi Arabia, obviously, we had our issues with them, being that we worked to help to keep some of like their Muslim counterparts or enemies to end wars there, and then they kind of turned on the United States president, and was, even though he was there for their oil, and as he was in Kuwait, I mean, all of the world wants to expose these places, exploit these places. I guess maybe to encourage their economies, but as well to get advantage out as well, as far as like do money trade and stuff like that. Because some of them, there's a lot of nomadic people, like even in the deserts of Africa, where there's like camels and all types of exotic animals and stuff that you only find on Africa, just like Madagascar right here. There's animals that live only on this particular island that you can't find anywhere else in the world. That's how Africa is. And most of the, like beneath the Saharan desert, which is right here, the Saharan desert, which is a beautiful desert with animals in it as well, camels and desert leopards and stuff like that. But above it is North Africa, and then below it is Sub-Saharan Africa, Chad and Niger.